So today I think I'm going to get into integrated dynamics because there are some logical improvements I want to put into some of my production lines. Specifically this one. If this chest is has more than 32 iron rods in it, or this polarizer has more than 32 iron rods in it, I want to stop pulling out from the cutting machine. The reason being, this chest this operates by round robin. The system only works if we can put one ingot into here, or one rod into here, and 2 rods into this chest. If that messes up because the polarizer is full, well, this is gonna keep sending into this chest. It's not gonna respect the round robin, and that will completely break the ratios, and the factory won't work anymore. So I need to improve that. Also, the gear factory down here also could use some improvements. Specifically, this tank of soldering alloy. Now, this assembler can hold 16 buckets of soldering alloy. Soldering alloy is expensive. Very expensive. I don't really want 16 buckets buffering in this machine. Something like 400 millibuckets would be fine. And then we have a tank, a 1 bucket iron tank next to it. And then we only pull out of this iron tank into the assembler if it's got less than like 400 millibuckets. So that means like we're only buffering like 1.5 buckets at once, which is a lot more reasonable than 16. Because soldering alloy is not cheap. It's not especially expensive, but we don't have infinite resources. So I'd like to save it where I can. In addition, one of the other things I wanted to do was my Certus quartz farm over here. Now, problematic is possibly a problem with this. So the annihilation plane requires fluix. Fluix requires electric mixer. Okay, whatever. Certus requires an electrolyzer, which requires aluminium, which of course I can't do yet because I don't have a blast furnace. However, there is the charger from Applied Energistics. I'm not sure if this has been disabled. It doesn't show a recipe in JEI. I don't know if that means it's disabled or not. So that is something I'm going to check out now. And I'm really hoping it hasn't been disabled, because I can't make an electrolyzer yet, and I want to get this farm up and running as fast as possible, if it's possible at all. I might not do anything with this for a while, but stockpiling it will never hurt. So let's see. It's connected. It's not connected. It requires an energy acceptor, doesn't it? Okay. Energy acceptor. Which is quartz glass. Quartz glass, iron, copper. Do I have quartz glass? Probably not. What I do need, I need a macerator, like an electric macerator or something, and put stuff in. These ones are busy processing my ores. Alright, then I'll do that. Copper. Okay, quartz glass. Energy acceptor. Lovely. Just lovely. Okay, that needs to be fixed. Okay, one line of code later, and that's fixed. Energy acceptor. Let's grab a Certus. Let's put you here. Power. Device offline, apparently. Alright, what's going on here? Is this broken? I've got low voltage. I'm a little worried about this, actually. This should be using forge energy. This should be forge energy, and it shouldn't matter. There we go. Just a little bit of a bug. Okay, now we charge up. Can we charge Certus with this? Please tell me we can. And Certus. It's charging up. Oh, it is doing something. Yes, we can make charge Certus through the charger. Okay, great. Okay, so this is just a convenience recipe, it appears. I assume this is a convenience recipe too. Let's test that out. And then we'll get into integrated dynamics. Water. Bucket of water. There we go, flux. Okay, so those modern industrialization recipes are just for convenience sake. Okay, that's good. That's excellent. Right, integrated dynamics. So I have collected a bunch of mineral chunks from this biome down here, but not enough to do what I want. So we want a squeezer. Here we go. In the end, we want a mechanical squeezer. We can't make that yet, so we're gonna have to squeeze logs in a manual squeezer. That will make here it is, mineral resin, and then we can dry that in a drying basin. So let's grab some stuff from here, so I don't have to keep running back. So 10 for that. Squeezer and a drying basin is iron, black dye, logs. Let's use, maybe not spruce, let's use oak. Alright, drying basin. There we go. Alrighty. We jump on this to make the resin, and then yeah, we need a hit that with a bucket. Okay. Those lines, is that like, will that flow out into the basin if I make it in a different orientation? Yes, there we go. And we're making blocks of crystallized mineral. Okay, so for this machine, we're going to need 2 inventory readers. And we're gonna need a redstone writer. So, inventory readers, we need these input variable transformers. Requires sticky pistons. Okay, we might have a problem here. Because slime balls. Oh no, we can just use pistons. Okay. It just cycles through. It doesn't cycle through at all? Hold on, no, input variable. No, we need sticky for inputs. God, I wish people wouldn't use slime. Why? It's like, sure, if you're in a pack, we're like creating, it's fine. But if you're in a minimal pack, slime is a pain. Slime is a massive pain. I don't have any. Any other way to get a sticky piston? No resin ball, which block of resin doesn't do anything. Slime block. Or we can duplicate slime and it could be correct, but that requires slime in the first place, and this is aluminium, I can't do that. That's annoying. I guess we go find a swamp. And hope it has slime in. Right, well we can get other stuff going. We can get the other stuff going. Okay. So variable cards require paper. And we get 2 stacks of those. Apple transformers. Stone writer. I need cables. Logic cables. What are sticks? Logic cables. These are expensive, but they are very powerful. Alright, now we need a variable. Store card. We need this portable logic programmer. Logic programmer, and you pretty much always want to make it into a portable logic programmer. Now, of course, this is useless until I get slime. And to be honest, I might just add a recipe for slime. Considering there's no actual way to make it in this pack. Like, yeah, this requires slime already, it's that. But it's used for, like, so many mods use sticky pistons for things. Like, there's only 3 uses in this pack. Slime. Yeah. Because I don't know how far away a swamp would be. Or even how big it would be if I could find one. Yeah, look at that, 3 kilometers away. To be honest, yeah, I might just add a recipe for slime. It's not really gating anything that's that powerful, and usually in a mod pack, if it's got enough mods and if it's big enough, there'll be some method to create slime, there just isn't here. So, I might do that. Just so we can get on with things, and I don't have to spend an hour looking for slime. Okay, problem solved. We can now make resin balls from mana resin, creosote, and sulfur. So let's get a bucket of this, bucket that out, get another bucket of creosote from somewhere here, and sulfur. There we go, resin balls. I think a fair recipe. Cool. Alright. Now I just need... There we go, so we want 2 inventory readers, which is a lot of chests. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I need? I think it's just variable cards I need. Labeler, wrench, labeler. No, I think this is all you want. So yeah, in this pack, integrated dynamics power requirement has been disabled. I don't think it's fair. Like, with modern industrialization being so stingy on power, with it being like an actual gate rather than if it was any other like tech mod, you'd have power aplenty. But yeah, modern industrialization's a lot more stingy because of balance reasons. So I don't feel like it's fair to have every integrated dynamic system drawing a ton of power. You'll make it kind of useless in the early game. So we want imagery reader here, stone writer here. So here we go. This will let us list of items, slot item. That'll let us know what items in a slot. I think what we really want here is list of items. So list of items in. Okay, let's get a labeler. Let's get a labeler. This will be very helpful for me. Here's book and quill. Why are the ink sacs there? Book and quill does require a feather. I don't have any. No other way to get them. Boy. Okay. I don't suppose there's a chicken anywhere nearby. Probably not. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We'll do this. So, we just have to remember as that's that one. This is this one. No, part 0 is the bottom chest. So now we do something. I want to say list contain. So we want item. We want the items we're trying to measure. Item. Item stack item, which is steel rod. There we go. Steel rod. This is now steel rod. If we want to say contains, means P. Its predicate contains string. It's regex contains count, maybe count. A list. This is a list of just a list. So the count from that list that is still rod will now become that. So that's the amount of items in that chest. Now we say this. That's the amount of items in that chest. Now we want to say greater than a number. So we need to a number. Can we just have value double long boolean int? Integer. My integer will be 32. The integer will be 32. Now we want to check if in this the count of steel rod in that one is greater than 32, then we'll pop it into that one. If the count of variable 4 is greater than 32, then we'll pop it into that one. So basically, this is a variable contained that will be true if the chest has more than 32 steel rods. And then we say OR operator, if that's or that one. If either of those are more than 32, then we want to say we want to output redstone. And then, of course, we need to make some changes first. And then we say we only extract when we're not receiving a redstone signal. And how do we do this with these variables? Well, this system won't function without them currently. It needs the variables available for the network to access. So we need a variable store. Which means I gotta make some mineral. So we put this anywhere. It can go here, I guess. And now we put everything that this relies on in here. Maybe we'll order this in a sensible way. So this is using variable 1, using variable 2. This is variable 3, this is using variable 3. Then steel rod and furniture. So now one of the great things about this store is, if we want to change the amount of things that are allowed to accumulate in here, we just change this integer value, put it back in the variable store, and that'll be the new number. So if it turns out 32 isn't going to work, no problems. So this should emit redstone if there's 32 steel rods in here. So what I might do is, well, we're going to need a bunch more motors anyway, aren't we? So it wouldn't hurt to craft a bunch. I don't remember the ratios. That could be useful. So per motor, per 2 motors, basically we want, per 2 motors we want 3 steel, steel, we want now the cable. Right, this makes a copper wire, so we want 4 copper. And then we want 4 tin cable. 3 steel, 4 copper cable. Okay. So copper. You know what, let's just use this for something that's not intended. Let's make a whole bunch of tin cable. That should make that would definitely make more than 32 rods. Keep forgetting this door's a thing. Maybe I can open this up. Doesn't need to be a door here. Okay, tin wire. Stack. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just turn this off. Here we go. So cable's going there. The copper's being turned into wire. Once this is done, all the steel will go into the cutting machine. As soon as there's 32 steel rods in here, you know, let's this is going to break the system temporarily, but just for now we can say we're going to have 16. So as soon as there's 16 steel rods in here, this should send a red signal, which it isn't. That's alright, that's not working. This tin possible. This list items type list doesn't tell me. I think my mistake here is these are lists of item stacks, right? No, aspect items type item. A possible that we actually want this to be item stacks. Item stack. Block item stack. Unset representative block. Okay, I'm confused as to why this isn't working now. Because this should work, right? That hasn't been set? That hasn't been set, apparently. Okay, that would be the problem. Steel rod, okay. This is working again? Okay, good. Now we should say that's false. Put it in there. Still false. Okay. Put type 1 boolean and put type 2 boolean. I put if greater than. If 1 is greater. Maybe I have these the wrong way around. Do I have these the wrong way around? If. Excuse me? Alright, come on. Both of you and you. Come here. Alright. You. Greater than. If the count of... I see the problem. I see the problem here. Okay, I've messed that up. So, greater than. The problem here is we're not... We're trying to count the amount of things in the list, and I was like, just count, right? No. This has a list of item stacks. What I am checking for is over 16 stacks, when I really should be checking for the size of the stack. There we go. Item list count. That sounds like what I want. Input type 1 list. Input type 2 item. Output integer. So let's get the total item count of exactly the given item in the list. That's what we want. So we need to replace both of these. Boop, boop, and these. There we go. So I want to replace that one, which will be items count. I'm going to count out of the things. Hold on. There we go. Count. Items count. And the amount of steel rods in the inventory. And this one will be steel rods in that inventory. So now we put these in. There we go. We got more than 16 steel rods in here. This is emitting a true. So now we take these out. This will emit false. So this machine will never back up and break now. Okay, that's excellent. So I'm going to return this value back to 32. And put you back. Okay. Took a bit of bug fixing, but this is working now. Excellent, so we put this back. We make a bunch of motors from this stuff. Of them. Excellent. Okay, that's wonderful. So let's actually put this stuff in a different chest. So now I guess we can get started on applied logistics.